You're not ready for this Coronation Street twist. Welcome to your daily spoiler update. Tonight's occasion of Coronation Street saw the revengeful Jodie Ramsey make a hopeless move to betray her family Shona's hubby, David Platt, with explosive fallout and deadly consequences. Jodie has played a careful game until now. Since she first set bottom on the cobbles, this bunny-boiling baddie has made it her charge to inflict vengeance on her family Shona for running down from home times agone, and leaving her little family with their poisonous father. As vengeance, Jodie's been trying to take away what matters to Shona the most, her family. With a steady drop of falsehoods and manipulation, she's been taking every occasion to get cozy with David and drip bane about Shona's parenthood kills in the cognizance of their son Lily. It's surely been an effective long game, which started to beget cracks in the Platts' relationship when Shona's turndown to accept Jodie give Lily an iPad ruined the teenager's birthday. But Jodie's laggardly burn scheme was derailed last week when her shadowy history caught up with her. Olivia, one of the children Jodie formerly looked after as a nurse, dropped in putatively to catch up, but the real reason for her visit soon came clear when Scary Poppins caught the sprat ransacking searching her things for a mysterious hard drive. After remonstrating Olivia out, Jodie was brazened by Shona and told her family what may have been either the verity or a pack of falsehoods about stealing the hard drive from her dangerous partner, Olivia's pater, as an insurance policy so he wouldn't kill her. Affrighted that her family had brought peril to her doorstep, Shona told Jodie to get as far down from Coronation Street as possible, for her own sake as much as her family's. Too late. In tonight's occasion, Jodie was formally packing her bags when an agonized Lily caught her about to run down. She prayed to go with Jodie, and when Jodie refused, Lily lashed out and cried in gashes that Jodie should just do them all a favor and leave. Also, effects got worse. Hearing a laugh, Jodie rushed outdoors to find Shona being accosted by two goons searching for the hard drive, and in symptomatic of display of selflessness, Jodie told the goons it was her that they were looking for and handed over the hard drive to spare Shona. After the goons left, Shona assured her blubbing family, who cried that it was all her fault. Perhaps Jodie's lust for vengeance has eventually gone for good, no similar luck. Before that day, a crapulous David, fresh from Swarla's marriage, had eased Shona's shame-faced heart about no way replying to Jodie's letter all those times ago trying to reach out. Thanks to Shona, Jodie was under the print that Shona no way entered the letter, or at least she was. Until she stumbled upon Shona's phone and messed through her voicemail dispatches. In a fit of rage, Jodie responded to a kittenish communication from David to Shona's phone as Shona, transferring a love-hearted when he suggested they make the utmost of having the house to themselves. When a crapulous David returned, he set up candles lit for a romantic atmosphere and stumbled into bed with who he allowed. Was Shona. But it was Jodie, wearing Shona's lingerie and presumably her incense. Hence what has to be one of the stylish lines in soap all time, "You smell like a sexy sweet shop." Also it happened. David kissed Jodie. But he didn't have important time to enjoy it. No sooner did Jodie bruit his name amorously, did he snap out of it and realize that he'd hopped into bed with the wrong family. Recriminations flew as David indicted Jodie of setting the whole thing up, while Jodie tried to gaslight the hell out of him and twists the narrative so he looked like the shame-faced party. Because she was so keen to tell Shona what happened, Jodie's intent was clear, to destroy David's marriage by making him look like a cheater. Fortunately, it didn't get that far. Sarah Platt heard their heated argument from outdoors and came in to probe. Effects didn't look good for David. The more protective David got, the more satisfying Jodie's story looked in Sarah's eyes every time he denied making a move on her. And boy, did he deny it. "In your dreams, Glenn Close," he cried. Sarah was quick to point out that Michael Douglas's character in Fatal Magnet was in fact having an affair with Glenn Close, which didn't exactly help his case. Still, Jodie was eventually the mastermind of her own downfall when she brought up a traumatic part of David's history to try and incriminate him. "I know about the stuff that happened with your mate Josh, was it? You know your friend." It just goes to show that effects can get twisted. Jodie is pertaining to automatic Josh Tucker, who cured David and sexually assaulted him back in 2018 as part of a manly rape storyline. When Jodie substantiated the attack and prompted David to stop playing the victim, Sarah lost all sympathy with her. David demurred Jodie out, declaring, "No bone cares if you live or die. Now get out of my house." While David blustered about Jodie to Sarah and ingrained her evil, Jodie was brazened in the domain by a mysterious figure. "What do you want now? Please, just leave me alone." Since Jodie is one of 5 implicit victims in Coronation Street's much-anticipated whodunit, was this scene her final moments? And was the mysterious figure someone from her once or someone closer to home? As a number of stories reach earth-shaking heights, it's clear that life in Weatherfield will no way be the same again. Pucka Hall of Shamers, pedophile Megan Walsh, psycho Jodie Ramsey, slimeball Carl Webster, domestic abuser Theo Silverton and killer Maggie Driscoll will all face a punishment for their colorful evil deeds, and for one, it'll prove to be fatal. For the Platts, however, whose family have been sneaked by Shona's family, Jodie, the consequences will be enormous. Of the 5 baddies that have been named as implicit victims, Jodie is by far the most mysterious. Nearly everything she says is latterly proven to be a well-rehearsed, deeply delved taradiddle, and her true motive, besides the menial destruction of Shona's life, remains unclear. Ever since escaping from Graham Foster's van as worlds collided in Corriedale, Jodie's nasty presence has taken root at number 8, as she quietly injects her bane into the Platt clan, manipulating Lily while aggressively pursuing David. When she's taken time down from trying to rip Shona's life to shreds, she's targeted Bernie Winter, breaking into her house to cut her face out of her marriage filmland, stealing a book from Brian Packham and helping herself to Lisa Swain's police emblem to steal an iPad, all the while filling her creepy curiosity box with glories. While her reign of terror has counted multiple victims, the first real trouble to her insane game has been the emergence of Olivia, someone who Jodie had preliminarily nannied. Despite Olivia's apparent joy at chancing Jodie, she was advised to stay down with a story of murder and substantiation protection being spun. Olivia, however, was undeterred, reappearing in Weatherfield on the quest for a hard drive belonging to her pater. With her reverse against the wall, Jodie told Shona that she'd stolen the hard drive as protection. Olivia's pater is her incredibly violent ex-boyfriend, and her possession of it would keep her from being killed. After 2 heavies heard from Olivia that she'd failed to get her hands on the hard drive, one of whom declared that her pater would decide their coming move. Said coming move includes spooking the living marbles out of Shona when she's accosted outside of their home. Jodie hands over the hard drive and, despite preliminarily asking her to leave to avoid her family getting caught in the crossfire, Shona asks her to stay. Just when it seems that effects could be mended between the sisters, Jodie finds evidence that Shona did admit her letter, contending to be saved from their family. All those times are gone. Her coming action leaves her alone on the firmament, with no family and nowhere to go, completely vulnerable for a confrontation. Next week, the road is aboil with the news of the murder, while Kit Green and Lisa lead the charge from a legal viewpoint, determined to find a malefactor amid alarmed residers, performing intense interrogations. Number 8 is a scene of horror, as Shona struggles to deal with the events of the former week, leaning heavily on David for support as she's trapped in a destroyed house. As the forensic results return, David is forced to tell Shona a dark secret he's been keeping, which could blow them piecemeal ever. David latterly hands substantiation to the police, and after they dispute about Jodie's history intimidating jest, he suggests they tell the police everything. Before they can, however, Shona is hit with another bolt from the blue. Is Jodie's game eventually over? Or has it just begun?